Hello.
Yeah, hi, hello.
Hi, Mr. Emmanuel. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, thanks for your time.
How are you doing?
So I'm doing well.
Okay.
Thanks for being on this short notice.
Yes,
So what
yes.
Nigeria are we connecting from? I'm from Kenya, actually.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I'm joining you from Lagos here in Nigeria. Right. So great, great, great. Okay, you're from Kenya.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to even confirm that. I mean, first was that I was trying to confirm the timing. You know, you look more like an Indian. So I was imagining like 4 hours ahead of me before the time and all that. But what time is it in Kenya right now?
It's actually 6. We are 2 hours ahead.
Oh, right, 2 hours ahead. Excellent. I think Kenya is one place I've not been to yet. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, great. Oh, yes, yes, yes. You joining me from Kenya, that makes it interesting because Kenya, working on a note from Kenya, I've been looking for who could do this. Ah, excellent. Okay, right, good. What do you do? Well, let me just give you a background of what I do. First is that I run programmer software. Programmer software has its main niche in the capital markets. You know, we're offering capital market solutions for almost 3 decades now, almost 30 years. Yeah. And we've been supporting, yeah. We've been supporting we've been supporting the Nigerian capital market now close to 30 years. And maybe half of that in Ghana, and with hopes to expand into some other geographies. So if you think you have a niche around the capital market in Kenya, that is one available partnership that is available. Then on the other hand, I run quite a lot of local charity programs. I run a lot of charity programs on my foundation. So and this we use, this we use to create incubation, create incubation for other innovators around the ecosystem. And I happen to be the UN World Summit Awards national expert for Nigeria, just like as you have other national experts across other Africa, not only Africa, every other country. And but then we try to see how I have particularly been involved in trying to see how I get more other African experts to be more active on the continental programs. In fact, I'll be coming up with a program that is involving digital policy on urban, rural, innovations in Africa. So this is barely a part of
what is the name?
I do.
Oh, sorry.
What do you say?
What's the name of your charity?
It's Programmers Foundation. The parent company, the main company is Programmers Software Limited, and the charity is Programmers Foundation. Now it is the Programmers Foundation that is now christened Innovationbed Africa.
So if I can rephrase, the charity is called Programmers Foundation.
Foundation, yeah.
And then I haven't gotten that other part. That's why I'm coming back.
Yeah, what?
I've not gotten what you said after that. That's why
okay. No, I said it's now christened Innovationbed Africa. That's the foundation. In terms of the initiatives and all the things that take across other African countries is embodied into an ecosystem I call Innovationbed Africa.
So everything is embedded in that website that you have linked on your LinkedIn, Innovationbed Africa.
Innovationbed Africa, that's right. That's right.
Understood.
But then, like we'll be launching a what's it called? We'll be launching a platform of AI education for undergraduates from diverse disciplines in the universities, currently in the universities. And this will be meeting them at their various schools. So we are taking artificial intelligence upskilling education to meet undergraduates in their various courses of discipline across so many schools very soon. And how we hope to go about this is that one, the program should be free to beneficiaries, but it is our responsibility to be looking for people who could now sponsor so that we can offer like free scholarships for people in different courses in different institutions across Africa. And that is the main project that we want to drop at the continental level. And we're already talking to different people from different countries. And we'll be running a major program in 2 weeks' time, say in August 20th. And after that, we can start with test classes because we're going to do a dry run and test run across. In fact, we're having classes that many Africans from different universities across Africa will be under one virtual space, taking education on artificial intelligence. And that's the kind of thing we are blowing up very soon.
Quite interesting. You know how artificial intelligence crosses upon all spheres of every profession, from an accountant to a child, doctor.
Well, let me just share a bit from that platform. The platform is not online yet, it's not available yet, but then we're still working on one. We've actually extended the students in terms of different categories. We've extended it to even startups. We've extended it to people in workforce. And we also have executive programs, because executive programs, those ones should be able to pay for their tuition or whatever. But those ones that are in the undergraduates, we totally want it to just be 100% free for them. And we want to really ensure that we reach out to a psychologist, we should be able to reach out to a biochemist, we should be able to reach out to each and every one of them in such a manner that we're able to assist them to transform their course contents. Their course, you see, every course of study today is very relevant in any nation's building. There is actually no course that people will say, oh, I went to do one course in botany, I went to do one course in zoology or in psychology, and by tomorrow they are not relevant. Everybody is now required in nation building. And the issue before now was that you read zoology and you realize that by the time you are graduating with a degree, you are getting a job in a bank. Where are the banks? The banks are not going to be there anymore. The jobs are never, all jobs that are gone are never coming back. They are actually not going to come back unless you recreate the job from your own profession for those coming after you. So that is the gap we're trying to bridge. So if you think you can actually join us, we can have a lot more to share with you, because currently we have reps from the Gambia, I have reps from Sierra Leone, the Ghana, and of course here, championing what is happening here. It's been an African pilot that I've run for several years with Harrisburg University and some other partners from the US. But then this pilot was meant for a scaling across Africa, because I know we all share common issues and common problems.
Understood. So your main target is mainly like students who are currently just in campus. So your main idea would be to maybe get into these campuses. Would it be online or physical?
100% virtual, because don't forget that it's going to be, if you're not careful, it's supposed to be a very expensive project, but we need to cut it as much as possible that we don't have to incur any on whatever cost in such a manner that every person and every beneficiary should be able to leverage on the opportunity of the internet to get this entire thing done. 100% virtual.
100% virtual.
That's right.
Well, talk about I asked you when we were chatting on LinkedIn, because if I can now kind of explain where my background is, I lean into the side of digital marketing rather. Like my main expertise. That's what I've finished actually studying, getting a degree in campus. And I have a few clients under my belt who have helped with a bit of advertising on different platforms like Meta, Google, actually coming up with content, advertising, and stuff like that. And with Leash AI Labs, the company that I'm telling you about, they are mainly in the AI data annotation kind of sphere.
That's
Yet.
right.
So what Leash AI does is, number one, yes, we get those jobs that require that kind of requirement. So that means, and also number two, we actually train people. That is, we actually, like right now I'm on the third floor, there's an entire floor that is really just dedicated into just a whole lab where the people who are already well accustomed to the training are on one side and the ones who are undergoing training are on the other side. Currently, it's a cohort that lasts for 3 months, whereby they really learn about this whole 2D, 3D kind of stuff and annotation and stuff like that. The question I'm driving, that's why I was explaining this. My question is, what's your current ecosystem when it comes to such jobs? Like, I don't know if you're getting me. What's your current?
I'm trying to get where you're driving at. What if I get what you're saying is that you have a training set that perhaps is taking people maybe in perhaps in a particular area of study, whether be it AI induced or some other form or what have you, but then you have like a physical environment where you said a whole floor or something is reserved for that capacity development. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. No, that's not, no problems with that. Now, that is happening, but where we are coming from, where we are, what we are doing, don't forget that for me, it's actually my business and my responsibility to tech scout, that is look for innovations across the length and breadth of the country and present any good and best innovations on the global stage of the UN World Summit Awards, because that is what that is my responsibility to do that. And of course, Nigeria, every other country, like I told you, they all have national experts who also do this. But the issue is that we all do this in volunteerism. It's shared charity. Nobody pays us a dime for all that. We face our business and we have our business and whether we focus on, which for me, I just told you, I have solutions that I've developed for capital market processes and automate the capital markets. That is my core. And I don't bring that as the core of the business. Even with the Innovationbed AI labs that I'm talking about, it's more of charity. If anybody likes to support it, you support it. But whether that if I have £1 or $1, if I do not have $1 or one whatever, I'm launching the project and I'm funding my very first set of cohorts across Africa. That is the capacity I'm talking about, and it must be down so free that at least I could take anybody from any course of discipline, give them the basic of ability to be able to visualize their data irrespective of their course of study. And the whole essence is to see them while they are still in school. And why my interest in reaching them out when they are still in school is because I need to be able to give them that correction at that point in a manner that in their year 1, year 2, year 3, they are able to begin at that point to imagine their courses. Because you see, most people have studied and they have left that course of study with a degree and they don't even like it. They don't even respect it. They don't even have, in fact, they feel they wasted time in the university. But you see, this is a very wrong paradigm. If they go back and truly revisit the content that they went through for 4 years, 5 years, they will better discover themselves to realize that if they can leverage on the global advancements of artificial intelligence, this global advancements of global advancements in artificial intelligence and machine learning, they are better able to see the courses they went to read and never respected, and now will begin to immediately begin to create digital services, digital products, for which if they have this and they own that, that is actually what they should hold as the prosperity project and capacity, in addition to the degree they hold, because the degree was never going to drive them to where there's a job any longer. But it is the capacity that they're able to rediscover themselves with the data of the same course that they read. is what is going to give them the power for tomorrow.
I get where you're going at. And now the question is, you said an issue about digital products and digital services.
That's
Well,
right.
most of the people looking for jobs.
When they are what? When they are what?
When most people graduate, they are looking for quote unquote jobs.
And unfortunately, their jobs are not going to get there. They're going to see, they're not going to see, it's not a cause, except they are just being deceived by political manifestos. When politicians are promising them 1 million jobs, 200 jobs, 2 million jobs, 10 million jobs, the politicians saying all this doesn't even understand what jobs really mean. The word jobs is no longer anywhere. Services has replaced job. What is a job? A job is, I take you, give you a seat and chair and table, and I pay you after 30 days or 31 days. But there's nothing like that. Whether you give me anything in return, I'm entitled to just pay you. But today, you are offering service and earning from the word of what you have offered. The value now is in the service or product that you have created. That is the reality going forward. And what is happening today, when people say no job, unemployment, there's not going to be any two way to it, and it's not going to change.
So with Innovationbed AI, you want to
so when you train anybody, you don't train because you want to fix the person on the job. Many years ago, it worked. And when it worked, I had that model. I can share something with you. I can share something with you. When it was the time for that model, I could remember in my early time in my foundation, almost over 10, 20 years ago, I could remember like for instance, I have here, like for instance, I have like a map. This is a map of Nigeria, for instance, and each and every object you find here are corporate logos of existing capital market operators in Nigeria. And in each of these organizations, at the point at that time, almost 2007, when I was doing like my 10th year anniversary, I saw manpower deficiencies in these organizations. And I trained this crop of graduates. These people, in here, I have English graduates, I have marketing graduates, I have engineers, I have economics, I have accountants, name it. So they were very, and we had over 270 of these graduates from different cohorts that we actually graduated at my 10th anniversary years back. And what we did was that I haven't trained them, and I was sure of where they are going to be placed, which is these companies. I give them letters to visit all these companies, and over 200 plus. None of them came back to me. They were all employed. But the terrain now is no longer that same model.
There's no way you're going to get absorbed and get that desk and chair that
you create your job now, and not just that. If anybody employs you, you are just employed on the basis of the fact that you stood out and you are going there with a value. You can negotiate your value because you are going there as a producer, not just as a beggar.
Yeah, I like that mentality because I don't know why we have this begging mindset like, oh, please, but are of so much value. Why wouldn't a company hire you? There would be no reason.
For me, by my practice and my experience, I have never picked up a piece of paper to write an application. I'm looking for a job. I read computer science, went to do finance and banking. And even when I was doing my finance and banking, I was looking for an area of my computer application. And as soon as I was doing my finance and banking, by the time I'm leaving, I already had my first degree. I've already had my first software. The software I run years after I left school is still the same software that is running banks and running these organizations in countries right now. Yes. So people need to have that confidence. I know something about your knowledge. You can resell your knowledge over and over, and that's what has kept me alive here till today, years after. I do nothing with government. I do not have anything. My line and government does not cross because I don't have one. I wish I had one government. Unfortunately, I don't.
Don't. Well, I like the sound of that because I mean, initiative is obviously the number one thing. If you actually believe in what you do and you actually set a path and decide to go to
every human being, every African needs that background. Otherwise, you're just deceiving them. And there are so many of them who are very well to do. Look at young boys today. They are banking on the fact that I have an uncle, I have a father, he's in government, and the business stealing money and starting money. But for how long will this go? For how long will this go?
Plus, also, it's not obviously just about the money, but about who you
especially
become.
Especially in my country, I know what it is. It's not easy. It's not funny. We've seen it all. We've seen it all. It's not just there. It's not just, we don't have it. I don't have it. If you are my friend and you are now in government, I'll turn my back at you because I know you will never be for me any longer. And I don't even need you and I won't miss you until you are done and out of government. Yes.
Come on, they were your friend. You want to miss your friend?
Oh, never, because they're no longer friends. They're not human beings. As soon as they engage those positions, to be frank with you, they're not human beings. No, they're not, and you can't blame them. That is the system. So I know them so well.
They change.
Yeah, I know them so well. We know, I tell them every now and then. I don't joke with them. I don't kid with having to waste my time on them. Oh, to run a program in here, I'll get people from all over the world, and I don't think I have one government person from my country that will do it, and they'll see my events will start and finish, and they'll look at me from afar, and that is who I am. Yes.
Makes sense. I don't know why people change when they get to some status, but they say money doesn't really change you, but it simply shows you more of who you are. So anyway, hopefully we actually grow with character and with money as well.
Yes.
Now, in terms of your charity, let me see. Okay, there's something that just popped in my mind that I think could be of help to you moving forward. Number one, do you have a website for your charity? Dedicated on, or we use one for innovation?
Like I told you, the platform for the project itself, is not available yet. But then once I'm launching that platform will be able to document all the beneficiaries of the platform, all the faculty members, and of course, all the sponsors. And the project is such that if you are, for instance, you yourself can do charity. Let me explain how this works. You yourself may decide to give back to your society, like I've just explained to you now. If you want to give back to your society, with perhaps you choose 1, 2, 3, 4 schools, and those students can belong to the program, we give you you actually can sponsor the program for the size of students that you have in your country. And those are the people we're going to work with. For the students, I don't have a problem with them because for me, it must go down to them freely. But we now preach it to the people who we know are the ones ready to give back to the society. Look at the useless politicians with a lot of money on them. We use them to do what they need to do. This is their job. And the politicians are truly looking for they're even looking for avenues to put their monies. At least a part of it, pittance, some part of it, which to me will make some sense. And they want to feel that, take for instance, in the Gambia, for instance, there's a young politician there who is looking at this project as something that could really go a long way by perhaps engaging like 1,500 youths in the country. Gambia is not a large population place, for instance, but you know what it is to have 1,500 youths engaged in certain capacities that is driving entrepreneurship, driving what they are doing while they are still in school and virtually. And some people are concerned with addressing that. And he's a politician, and he feels if he has some amount of money, he puts it there, and people can, the way it is. If he has, like, say, I don't know, okay, you use shillings you still use shillings in Kenya, right?
We do. Let's use USD so we can both be on the same page. I think
let's use Naira, right? Let's use Naira, for instance. Now, assuming we have someone just dropped like 100,000 Naira. I wouldn't know what, these currencies have become so bad because of the dollar exchange and what have you. But at any rate, we are just looking at some units of measure. I say 100,000 units, 100,000 Naira. If, for instance, we say 100,000, maybe 10,000 would be okay for a student. So that means that 100,000 would have covered for up to 10 students, right? And this is a sponsor who says that with this 100,000 Naira, I want, assuming I'm a senator in the National Assembly, I want this money to cover indigents of my community. don't forget that these senators have, they have, how do you call it? They have areas that they cover. So they might say that the people from their region can join the program. That means that students of the schools in that region can go online and seek grants on the monies he has dropped on the projects. And once they apply for that grant, because they qualify, because they belong to the origin of that senator, the sponsor, he's able to see all the beneficiaries and their titles in terms of states of origin, where they are from, the names of their schools, and the sponsor now, will be given a landing page that himself can show to the world about this, giving back to the society and things that he's doing. People benefiting from his own charity. This time around, that is his own charity, not mine. He's giving back to the society by partnering with us on this project. So he will have a landing page that he can share that link to anybody, anywhere in the world, and you'll be able to see what he has done and the successes of each of these students, each of these people. Like even later, because the program is not just like a short-term thing. We're going to look for you at the startup. We're going to look for you in the medium, and we're going to look for you in the long term, in a manner that we want to see at what point and at what stage in life that we can. It's like a coach, it's a mentorship platform.
I understand. I've gotten you. By the way, on that, let me give you something that would be of help to you in the future. The reason as to why I asked whether
Thank you. Yes.
Do you have your laptop?
Yes, I'm on my laptop right now.
Okay, type in google.com/nonprofits.
Okay, 1 minute, please. Okay,
google.com/nonprofits.
Nonprofit, one word or dash?
One word.
Okay.
What does it say?
Okay. Tackle big challenges with Google's technology. All right. Yeah, great.
Let me give you an overview of what that is. So you mentioned that you are a non-profit, a charity. That means you, by Nigeria's law, you are registered like that, right?
That's right. That's my programmer's foundation. That's what it does.
Great. And then you say that your platform, it's not currently live, but will come live soon, right?
Yes.
So with that, Google, Google, like their business model is advertising, right? Like for a business, they pay, they put you on top when someone searches for something in that line. So their own way of giving back to the community or to people is for non-profits or a charity like yours, they give you an advertising credit of $10,000 per month that can utilize for advertising. That way, you're going to utilize it simply, reach more people, get more people to your website, get more people to your cause, because I believe this would be of real help to you because number one is exposure. Yes, you have the website, you have a very good plan. It's very amazing actually, but need eyeballs.
In fact, Samuel, this is good information, yes. But then, of course, I believe you will always be there too for us because, for me, you see, I can't do it alone. I sincerely cannot. So I have actually formed a steering committee for which even now in discussion, in discussion now, I see you a member. The steering committee, I'm getting people from different countries involved with this. Now, I'm not even going by the sentiment of whether you are a World Summit Awards national expert for Nigeria. No. I don't go by that sentiment. I go by the people who really see the vision and truly want to see it for the purpose for which we want to impact. Because, this program, every year, I owe the UN a report on a feedback of what I have done, where I am, and where we are going. I report on the OCAM platform for their Info Poverty World Conference every year at the UN headquarters in New York. Every year, I must present the growth, especially when this was crystallized in their last declaration just this year in April, when I established this entire thing for it to be live.
I see. Well, I believe this would be really a nice boost, don't you think?
It is. Very well. I confirm that. Yeah, I can see that readily. I can see that because see, the reach out is great. In fact, the idea I'm putting together now is on digital policy. The digital policy is that if you notice, Europe already has artificial intelligence acts for Europe.
Yeah.
America had it long time ago. They've been on it for a long time. Europe had actually also confirmed, and that's where these other ecosystems have been fast on that direction. But guess if you look at Africa, we are still far back. But to be frank with you, I really can't blame ourselves because Africa has so much issues. I don't know. It looks as if maybe we are laid back. We are not. To be frank with you, if people know, we all know, even within ourselves, you know that we cannot just leapfrog with artificial intelligence. It won't work. Whatever works for the Americans, for Europe, may not, essentially work for us the same way, unless we truly rediscover ourselves. And why am I bothered? I want more people to be part of this, part of the stakeholder thinking. Every human being, every career, every professional obviously has to be part of the discussion. And that is the only way. It's not just reprinting paper done by Europe. It's not just reprinting paper done by America. And we say this is now an African version. And we begin to put things down because these people have made these rules. We are yet to have a workable AI plan for Africa. And it will require more stakeholders involved.
I believe if Africa we can, I don't know why, because maybe sometimes we are hindered, but if Africa we can come together and actually come up with a stable, we can easily become the next giant by far. But I don't know.
My next event, you have, Philip Tigo, right?
Sorry?
You know Philip Tigo?
Philip Tigo, I've heard of the name, though not quite familiar.
In Kenya, he's currently the envoy on technology to the government of Kenya. He's been on my program, and even this time around, I'm inviting him again. He will be on my my next program. And you see, this is the direction. You see, they are humans, they are Africans. But sometimes you just look at yourself. You can't do it alone. And that is why I just feel that grassroots work has to just be offered. And sincerely, it's not about too much money. The money I have is in my head, quite frankly. And if I pick the internet, I can deliver A to Z, and I've not spent a Nigerian kobo. And the kind of valuation, if the government is to do it, if you know how much money they'll put behind it, just for corruption.
We have but this is something doable. I believe AI is the next step when it comes to it. Right now, AI is still a baby right now. AI is still a baby right now. What about 10 years?
It's a big time baby. And we've not even seen the variant. And one thing you need to see, I don't know whether you're already noticing it, that there's a new economy. If you just take an average of what you have on the social media today, some young lads 5 years ago were so poor. But guess what? Today, they are content creators who can boast of 1 million subscribers or followers. And this means a lot of money to them today. And they can just wake up today and say they want to pick up a brand new car just released somewhere. And these young boys, people now feel they're into ritual. Frankly, you dare not. Content and data is power and is the new economy. So people still thinking they're into rituals. You need to go and think. The economy changed, and these guys don't even need to wait for your government. Whatever your governments are doing, they're in a separate realm. They're in a separate governance system.
It is called the creator economy. The new frontier.
That is the creator economy. That is it. But you know what? It's taking a lot of people by surprise. In Nigeria, we say they're into Yahoo, Yahoo. But that's how it started. But guess what? The Yahoo, Yahoo thing is already firming up. The guys are already building content. And many of them may not have had the degrees that all of you have. Sincerely, they won't have it. They didn't have all your degrees. And they don't even need it.
But they're making money.
Yes.
They are making.
Oh, these guys sometimes don't even have anything up here. And that is why when they have such money that they are getting, they hardly are able to manage such monies. So they're always into one crisis or another almost every day. And every one of us are watching this online. And we'll feel it's just jokes and skits. And pranks.
And then the old generation, the people who are not familiar with digital media and all that they think you're wasting time. Like, what are you doing? Yes. I'm going to post content. What do you mean? Go get a job.
What do you mean? Go get a job. Yes, that's exactly what it is. In fact, so much.
I like the fact that we are on the same page in terms of thought processes.
Yes.
And
that's what it is. That's what it is.
That's what. Yeah.
And for me, my ideal as to how I want to position artificial intelligence for my future outlook. Look at the capital markets. I have a hobby. It is my hobby to analyze stocks. So I've got a lot of work to do ahead of me. And that is where I'm thinking. That is what I'm doing. So if I'm releasing brand new products, it should be products that are able to look at the behaviors of stocks and put money in my pocket, not just showing me graphs. I'm not interested in arm and shoulder analytics. No, fundamental here and there. No. I'm interested in using and subjecting AI models that are able to look at data and give me predictions that put money into your pockets. By this, because you are already getting richer and you are different from making noise on the social media. And let me tell you one small joke. Do you even know that sometimes I looked at it because I hate to see a thing and say this is a problem. I hate problems. You can't look at me in the face and say you're a problem to me. You failed already. You failed. Now, if starting my program because I said I want to handle millions of people on this platform. Now, but how do I engage them for free? I need money. But guess what? I don't want the money at all costs. I must not talk to the government because I need such monies. So I have first set them aside. Government will have a lot of money. If I talk to them, I should get a lot of money. But they are not even there to give me the kind of monies I want. So they are not even on my line of action. So right now, you have friends, you have this, and me, I hate to beg anybody for anything. But I must do what I want to do. But do you even know that if I position all that I'm doing and I put my lecture courses and materials together and I put these students all over and they are running into millions, guess what? Even the data alone, that my data will contribute to the social media is enough to pay for the project and initiative. And I've not begged anybody. Because on my platform, you'll be able to join a class. All classes are recorded. And after the class, you can always rewatch the class. Yes, you can always rewatch the class. You can watch your class over and over. In fact, that your profile on the platform is an asset to you, even as you graduate. So that ecosystem is a community. That ecosystem is a community. You will never forget it. Because this was what actually was speaking about who you were when you were younger, what you were doing, what you could plan to ever become in life. The coaching, all the coachings, you can't afford to lose it. So it's your asset. You take it with you.
Because when information is in your head, well, no one can take it from you unless even if
and we even say that you can log into your account anytime for reference. Indians are doing them so well. I know how much millions I have to pay to complete my artificial intelligence program last year. you know, Indians, you find them this greater learning. They do this with the University of this in the US. They will collaborate and do this, but they're charging serious dollars. Some of them $4,000, some of them $3,700. And if you convert this to your local currency, you know what this means. Is it these young people in the school that can afford this? They can never afford it. They can't afford it. So we'll be now expecting the next generation of a mess. And what these young people are now doing, they're now jumping onto cheap courses, cheap training programs, free training programs. They will study this, download the certificate, study this, download the certificate. Most of them have downloaded like 10 certificates or more than 100 certificates, thinking that they will know. Now, nobody needs your certificate. Download 100 or 1,000. Nobody will need them. People want to see what you are using, what you read to do the next thing. That's it. So young people today, because these things are free, they still go to online, download these certificates and say they are certified this, I'll begin to show you on LinkedIn. You guys will go there and say, congratulations. But guess what? Ask them one question, they cannot do any product. They can't even create one product of what they've read. Which was another dangerous terrain. It's another dangerous. So if they are doing this with some form of coaching, some form of mentorship, that is where the gap we are trying to fill.
Understood. Well, this program has potential, I'm not gonna lie. And I can't wait to see the link. You should say once that website is launched, you should send me the link so I can check it out.
You'll be online. We're already connected, so you also have it. You always have it. I'm not. I'm just quite pleased and nice that we're talking. But quite frankly, like in Africa for now, it's just like what you say you do. But quite frankly, if it's what you think you can represent us for in Kenya, why not? Why not?
Why not? Well, thanks for your time.
If there is, if you think there is no conflict of interest,
why not? Well, the very first thing, you should check out that website I've sent you.
Yeah, I will sincerely, I'll take some time to look at it. Yes, I'll take some time to look at it.
And once you are approved, once you launch everything, because to get approved for it, you need the website live. So
listen, this will make noise now, because the only way we can sell ourselves. I'm happy you're also into marketing. I have a friend, Aslan. He's from Pakistan. He's also an old-timer on this project. He's waiting for me to just get started. He's also into digital marketing. So you also get to meet him, because he will always be on my programs. He's always on my programs.
Great. Well, thanks. This was nice.
Thank you. Where in Kenya? Where in Kenya are you?
Nakuru.
Nakuru. Okay. Great.
It's a new city that was just launched. Was it last year? Yeah, last year, probably.
No problem.
So that's the place that I'm in. We are planning on actually hoping that it becomes more of like a tech hub. Hopefully,
a tech hub.
Those are just
a tech hub.
Long-term.
Now, I'm sure, of course, with this event, yourself, Tigo, you will get to meet. I mean, it's a very small world. It's a very, very small world. It's a very small world.
I enjoy the fact that we are on the same page when it comes to thought processes, and I'm very sure this is the beginning of something great.
I'm very, very, very optimistic about Africa. Very, very optimistic about Africa. That's why I like driving any forms of strengths that can give us a proper delivery for tomorrow. We'll keep doing our best, quite frankly. Keep doing our best. So thank you so very much. It was nice talking to you. We'll just continue our bit on the LinkedIn and other social media stuff. But obviously, it will be interesting to work together soon as we go.
I agree.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you good evening.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so
much.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.